Hey everybody, Shane here, daily-astrocat.com. And today is Sunday. It is the 22nd of March. And here we go. Astrology time. So we've got our moon in Taurus all day long. I was driving around yesterday and I happened to listen to some previous episodes of Astrocat. And right around the Friday the 13th, this month, I was talking about getting involved and people getting out and getting involved. I saw so many people doing No Kings protests up on the overpasses and stuff like that. I guess there's a big one planned for the 28th of this month. That would be next Saturday. So that's kind of interesting here in the United States because that kind of feeds into that astrology saying, hey, more people need to get involved. There's more people out that have ever been on those overpasses publicizing this thing. So it's pretty interesting. This is following the astrology. Today, the astrology, look, the talk on it on social media and stuff like that, there's a rapture occurring today. The 22nd. Yep. I can't remember how many I've been through before, but, this is just another one. Just chalk it up, right? And look, but for all the talk about that, there are some astrological underpinnings that I want to discuss that kind of could point to something like this, but not quite. Okay? Today's transformative, and for once, it's going to transform in a good way. All right? The sun meets up with Neptune and Aries. So there is no artistic growth without spiritual growth. Neptune, spiritual. Neptune and Aries, creative. The artistic thing that I've been talking to you about, right? The expressionism and the impressionism and oh my goodness, all the stuff that I've been referring back to. People born during that time, ushering in the modern era of most forms of art, right? So, anyway, the moon in Taurus also is going to be good for practical tasks that need to be done. Now, look, that growth without spiritual growth, today's energy asks us to seek for that kind of potential within. All right? Much different than a without event, right? No, this is a within event. So, anyway, I've been trying to get away from saying and I just, you know what it is? I can't see. I got to make this thing larger or something like that. I keep on losing my place when I'm looking at what I've written. Look, we have undergone a mini transformation already. The sun and Neptune are here to make it a more permanent kind of change. And the moon in Taurus is curiously forming a mini talent trine because it's trine with both Jupiter and Mars today. And this is a conditional statement that lets us know that the current direction that we're in is paying off by helping us to create spaces in which to create from. 2 creates in a row. We're going to create spaces from which we can create from. The true spirit of all this is knowing that the flow is there for all of us. That's the true spirit. And today's keyword is calling. We're being called to do something. Our color is a mossy green. Now, let's talk about this a little bit more because I really want to make sure that you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Today, this is the day of the rapture if you believe everything on social media, okay? Some people are calling it raptors. Kind of funny. But astrologically, the sun meets up with Neptune at 1 degree, 49 minutes of Aries. Now, believe it or not, this sun-Neptune aspect has spiritual implications in it for just about everybody. Now, it isn't the rapture per se, but it will involve, first, a descent into ourselves as we prepare to reach out to the cosmos for spiritual and creative guidance. We go within, then we can go without. But we find everything within first, then we go without to ask the right questions. It is a reverse rapture that's going to challenge us to find the divinity within. That's right. We go inside to find the divine. There's no mystery there. The Buddha, Jesus, everybody said it's all. This can't be done narcissistically. The Sabian symbol for this degree in Aries is a comedian revealing human nature. It is a self-awareness of our strengths and limitations, and then being able to laugh at them. Human foibles, things like that. Yeah, we need to be able to poke fun at it. We need to, basically what we do is we objectively define what it is that we have to work with, what our toolkit is, as we begin moving forward. We already went through the transformation. Now we just have to identify what it is that we have as we're, in our toolkit, as we're preparing to come forth. Now, the Neptune in Aries thing makes it very, very interesting because a lot of us haven't done this before. It's a new thing. We're going within, right? We came out of that Pisces season. Remember, Neptune spent probably close to 14 years there, right? 12 to 14 years in each sign. So in Pisces, Neptune is about that religion, and it's a more traditional kind of religion. Here in Aries, it's a different kind of spirituality altogether. It just comes out, and it's going to be something that we're forming, right? So it is self-awareness of our strengths and limitations. Now, Neptune in this case tends to mask and distort our weaknesses. There's a great creative potential here, there's a great creative potential and drive that wants to begin being produced. This implosion is kind of like a reverse rapture, right? We're just going to go in. Everything is human inside. We're going to address it. We'll bring it forward. We'll find the divinity in it, and then we'll bring it out, put it out into the world, and then ask what else we can do with it, right? What else can we do with this? How can we move in this direction? How can we move in a more spiritual way to inspire and enlighten others, right? And not enlighten like proselytizing or anything like that, but just by the radiance of the being, right? By being who we are. Now, understanding our common humanity allows us to voice our creative expressions in new and unique ways that will resonate with other folks, right? This also clears the way for us to speak directly with spirit guides. The veil is paper thin. It's because that Sun and Neptune are conjunct. And so we're going to look for answers intuitively because we still have Mercury. Mercury's direct, but Mercury is still in Pisces. So this is a very intuitive, spiritual kind of thing. This is something that's going to be like, we're thinking old time stuff here, right? Which is why it feels like reverse rapture, because it is just piggybacking on what what the social media things are saying, and then just putting it in some kind of context that we have that puts it in an older kind of context that it's familiar. Put it that way, it's a familiar context, and so we answer it intuitively, and we're going to do it in the light, right? We're doing it in the light. So the moon is sextile both Jupiter and Mars. The work that has been done at home provides us with the physical space we will need once we begin to create in new ways. The sun will activate this today, and we should experience this as a group. As a group, right? Kind of much like a group meditation or a global intention setting event. There was one just yesterday that occurred at, I believe, 1 p.m., and there's ones that are ongoing. There's one that's today at 7 p.m. People just sending love out into the world at 7 p.m. for 5 minutes, just sitting there in silence, meditating and intending for love to go out into the world. Even spoken, it's even better. Everybody knows the power of spoken words. Now, Jupiter and Mars will serve to expand the frequency of today's energy. Yes, it will. So that amplifies it. That's an amplifier, and it makes it more meaningful. So try quietly reaching out spiritually tonight. Just try it. Try that. You may want to try that 7 o'clock one where you're just sending love out. Prayer, intention, meditation will all be answered in surprising ways. Sorry, there's no rapture. It's just a reminder that we have everything that we need already. We have it all right here. Just acknowledge the divine within you. And that is all I'm going to have for you. So in 1960, our first patent for lasers is granted to Arthur Schwanlow and Charles Towns. Pew, pew. No pew, pew without that, right? That's right. That's very important. And secondly, Our birth is none other than Captain James T. Kirk. That's right. William Shatner, 95 years old, born in 1931 and, let's see. He's born in Montreal, Quebec, and he is an author, a director, and an actor. You know him for Star Trek, and you know him for T.J. Hooker. And that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate everybody on the podcast. Just unbelievable numbers. They're just growing every day, and I really appreciate it. Share it. If you have a way to share the podcast, do that too. That would be interesting because we have a lot of sharing going on TikTok and stuff like that, but I'd love to see just a little bit more growth in that podcast area too. That's kind of fun. It's very much a motivational thing, right? It's kind of cool to see that. And honestly, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much. Let's recap, shall we? Our color is mossy green, and the keyword is calling, because we're being called to do something a little bit better for ourselves and for the world. Let's do it. All right? Today's the 6th. Happy astrocatting.